Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today I wanted to touch on something I found in Twitter. They were doing a poll. I just grabbed it, threw it in Paint because the computer's having all these problems with the page. It was run out of memory or something. It says, "What do you think goes up the most, highest percent in 2022? Oil, natural gas, gold, or Bitcoin?" Um, and it says if you participate and if you have a thesis behind it, what is that thesis of going up? And I chose natural gas. That's what the little check mark is. Apparently, I chose a sector that nobody else is really looking at, U.S. natural gas, and now I'm going to explain why I think so. What we've seen in natural gas is we've seen an explosion in Europe and in China, Asia, I should say, just Asia in general. Natural gas prices have gone ballistic over the past couple of years. It's progressively getting worse and it's spreading out. Natural gas is the main thing that we burn to cover the renewable gap. So there's a huge shortage of natural gas in the world to run renewables and have natural gas be the transition. So when I'm looking at this, and oil is a good bet too, I think. I don't think gold's going to go up the most. You never know, but in terms of percentage, I just don't think so. I also think that we've got another inflationary wave coming that hasn't been accounted for in the M2 money supply that's going to come into the system. So we're going to have high inflation still, and we've got a natural gas problem. Natural gas is the transition fuel for covering the renewables, which are not providing the energy or electricity during the hours that we want. So we're going to burn more natural gas. We don't have the inventory capacity to store enough natural gas, in my opinion, to absorb all of these things. So if we have weather, which we have very cold weather at the moment, it's going to push natural gas prices higher in the short term. It's going to draw down inventories worldwide. And then I think next winter, US natural gas is going to go berserk, just like Europe, just like Asia. And it started in Asia, it spread to Europe, which got worse, and now it's going to spread to the United States. We also recently broke out, and maybe I can show that real quick. We also recently broke out in natural gas for the chart pattern. Oil is looking very good as well. And what we're seeing is we're seeing everyone kind of cut back. Actually, I don't know if I have a natural gas. I should have a natural gas here somewhere. Oh, it's up here. That's where it is. So if I were to yank this up, here's natural gas. Get me out of the way. What happens is you break these big patterns here. We broke this one to the upside. We came back to do a retest, and then this thing's gonna blow to the upside. So on a percent basis, I think we could easily hit something like $14 an MCF or greater. I don't know where the top is because Europe and all these other places really exploded to the upside, and we're making the system less stable. The system's far less stable. So we've got the chart pattern that's aligning very well. We broke to the upside. We're going to come back. We could probably even go up and hit some pretty high numbers here end of winter. We're going to stay above this breakout line, and then we're going to really go. So what I've been doing is I'm loading up in a lot of the natural gas producers in Canada and the United States, because that's kind of how my viewpoint is that we're going to have a problem in natural gas. Now, we're cutting back on oil. All these ESG movements, it's like, don't spend in oil, don't spend in oil. Well, oil, natural gas comes with oil, the production. So natural gas is going to get hit either way. If you don't produce oil, you're not going to produce natural gas because it's about a 50-50 mix. So not only are we undercutting natural gas in terms of investment, we're not investing in oil and natural gas. We are using more natural gas, which is the demand for natural gas is ramping up substantially. We are replacing coal power plants with natural gas power plants, running all this to the hub of the natural gas plants, and then using that as a transition fuel. If we don't have the natural gas, what do you think is going to happen to the price of natural gas? It's going to go through the roof. And we're seeing that in Europe. We're seeing it in Asia. So those are the prelude to what's going to happen here, I think, in 1 year. So I don't think it's going to happen this winter. I think it's going to happen next winter, in the winter of 22-23. and it's going to be a big move. And as we put more renewable energy in, and as we reduce nuclear, they're taking nuclear out of some of these, like Germany, I think they're removing theirs. There's some other spots they're removing nuclear. All that's going to do is put more on natural gas. So they're going to pile everything on natural gas, and we're going to have a natural gas crisis. It's going to be sustaining. It's going to be a great spot to make a ton of money. And some of the companies that I'm using to partake in this, if you want to look at them, I'm using SM Energy. That's one of my favorite picks. This is a massive opportunity when it came down. On the channel of Finding Value Finance, we partaken in this down here, and we're coming on up, and this is still a good pattern to blow to the upside. We also have CDEV, which is another natural gas company, Centennial Resource Development. If you notice, we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder. Let me make this in white. There's the whole shoulder, head, shoulder. This is going to break to the upside, and we're going to go to the promised land here very soon, probably next year. I also have Crew Energy, which is another natural gas company up in Canada. This is one that I loaded in down here, and I bought some more up here on the retest or the return move. And I think this thing's going to go absolutely crazy. I do have some other oil companies as well, like that you've seen in my daily updates. More of the other ones that I've been loading into is Comstock Resources, which is a heavy natural gas play. We've got it very low here. I've been loading into Comstock in here as another one, as it's very low in its price, and this thing could absolutely kill it. Another one I own is Sandridge Energy, another natural gas company that's been stair-stepping higher. Of the ones that I really like, there's some other ones I also like. Comstock is still down quite a ways, and it's in its return move. This could be a big winner. I think it's got a lot of debt, but it's okay because this will all unwind. So I think that's another one. Tellurian's another one that we're playing. This is more of the LNG, liquefied natural gas. Here's your resistance line up at 18, 20 bucks. You break 18, 20 bucks. This thing's going to the motherland. But we're down here at 3. I know that seems like a little bit ways away. I'm just holding on. I bought at 90 cents and $1.35, and I have not sold a single share. So that's another one I've been looking at and own. So I think in 2022, if I were to take a guess, and I have nothing against gold, but gold's going to get its socks beat by energy, in my opinion. And where we are in this cycle, let me touch on where we are in this cycle real quick, as you guys can see. Usually what happens here, let me yank it up real quick. And what I pulled up here is a new privately owned housing unit starts. Whenever this goes green, that's the beginning of a commodity boom. Beginning of commodity boom. The circles are the commodity to stock ratio. Beginning, and then we're going into the beginning of a commodity boom. At the beginning of commodity booms, usually energy does quite well. And it seems like we're entering this with a crisis in energy. So I would suspect with the crisis going around this world that natural gas will be the winner. They're all going to win. Coal's going to win, natural gas is going to win, and oil is going to win. I just think specifically you said U.S. natural gas, I think that will be the next one to really take off. And I think that's where we're going to have a problem. It's going to hit. It could hit this year, but it's really going to hit 2022, 2023. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.